So I have Kelsey in my first and second hour, Delaney told everyone. Maybe me and Corey can spy on her. Me, Justin, Kirsten, Gabby, Angeline, and Candace have Anastasia in our first hour, Catherine said. So what are we supposed to do? Zoe Beth asked. Spy on them, duh, Taya replied. I know, but how are we gonna know? What do you mean? Delaney asked. Say if they act suspicious. How are we gonna know what is suspicious and what's not? I think they'll make it obvious, Angeli assured. Kelsey was being obviously suspicious of that board over there. Angeli pointed to the board, covered up in grass. Should we check it out? It's the first clue, Amber asked. School's about to start, though. We need to wait for a better time, Kirsten suggested. The bell rang and everyone walked to their class. Miss Quibido opened her classroom and let the students enter and sit down. Delaney and Corey were the only ones involved in the investigation that were in the class. Kelsey was in the class and looked tired and mad, so as soon as she got to her desk, she put her head down. That's suspicious, Delaney said, then grabbed out her notebook and wrote down that Kelsey was more tired than usual. Kelsey, Miss Quibido said. Kelsey woke up and said, What? Wake up, it's time for school. Whatever. Kelsey sighed and picked up her head and laid her hand on her face. Today, class, you have lots of work to do, and I don't want to hear any complaints since you all decided to mess around yesterday. I don't want to do work, Tanner complained. Too bad. Maybe you should try being quiet, Hannah Trahan told him. That way we can actually get work done. I want to go home, Hannah Wilson mumbled. Shut up, Hannah. Hayden joined in. Me? Hannah Wilson sat straight up and looked at Hayden. No, the other Hannah, he said. Make me, Hannah Trahan said. Be quiet, Miss Quibido yelled. This is why this class is behind. The room became silent, and Kelsey sighed. Now open up your computers and go to Agile Mind. You have a test, she said. If you want processed paper, raise your hand. Favor, Hannah Wilson, Kelsey, Lex, and Jennifer all raised their hands, and Miss Quibido gave each row the papers to pass back. While everyone started working on the test, Tanner started whispering to Hayden. Stop talking, Miss Quibido yelled. This is a test. I will give you both an F. Tanner looked at Miss Quibido, then went back to work. Kelsey looked around to see if anyone was staring at her, then began to open Launchpad and go to her CPSB email. She started typing a message to Anastasia about the mist. The message she sent said, This class sucks. I swear, I can't wait to get out of here. Anyways, have you told anyone about what happened? I haven't yet, and I don't know if I should. Corey looked up and saw Kelsey typing a message to someone and quickly found a random piece of paper and wrote it down. Kelsey then went to another tab and pretended to work on her test. Earlier in Miss Craddock's room, she let all the students come and get their binders, then go to their seat, while everyone was checking their emails and doing vocabulary review. Anastasia suspiciously avoided checking her email and just went straight to vocabulary. Kirsten, Evan, and Catherine noticed it, but didn't ask or say why she did it. Miss Craddock started telling the students to start working on their essay, so they did. Catherine kept an eye on what Anastasia was doing, though, and didn't get much of her essay done. She saw Anastasia slowly but surely go to her Launchpad and check her email. Catherine looked a bit closer at Anastasia's computer and saw she started typing an email back to Kelsey, saying, I haven't told anyone. I'm so scared and confused about what we did. She typed it but didn't send it and switched to another tab quickly when Miss Craddock walked by. Catherine almost fell out of her chair but sat back up awkwardly and went back to working. In Miss Quibido's room, Hannah Wilson stopped doing her work and began tapping her fingers on the desk. Hannah Wilson? Miss Quibido asked. Why aren't you working? Hannah didn't answer and continued tapping her fingers even faster. Delaney looked up and saw Hannah Wilson staring at her. Her whole body stopped moving, and she was scared at the way Hannah was staring at her. Luckily, before Hannah did anything else, Miss Quibido got up and walked over and asked, Are you stuck on a question? Hannah snapped out of it, then smiled and said, Oh, no, I just spaced out. Sorry. Okay, well, continue with your work, please, she said, then walked off. Hannah Wilson continued working, but Delaney noticed her eyes had a little red light in them. Almost like there was a red light bulb in her eyes. Hannah Wilson turned back to Delaney and smiled uncomfortably wide. The bell had rang, and Corey noticed this, but they couldn't leave because they had Miss Quibido's second hour, too. Corey wrote down a note and gave it to Delaney. What's wrong with Hannah? I'm not sure, but her eyes look creepy and she keeps staring at me. What should we do? I don't know. As Delaney gave Corey back the note, Delaney asked nervously, Are you okay? Hannah Wilson said in a deeper voice, No. Someone has awakened me from my slumber. She turned around and then slammed her head onto the desk. Everyone turned around to look at her. Hannah? Miss Quibido said. Hannah! Hannah was still alive, but not moving. Then she picked her head up and asked, What are y'all staring at? Kelsey started to look nervous. She went to her email and messaged Anastasia to meet her in the bathroom and asked Miss Quibido to go to the bathroom. When she left, Delaney and Corey looked at each other. This isn't good, Delaney said.